Syria, and Australia's first suicide bomber. A man known as Abu Asma al-Australi, giving his final video address in September last year. Originally from Brisbane, here he is preparing the explosives before setting off in a truck to blow himself up at a Syrian army checkpoint. Australia, like Britain, has a problem. There are an estimated 60 Australians training and fighting with extremist groups in Syria and Iraq. On social media, you can find them promoting their ideas with a distinctive Aussie twang.
This is the message I want to send to you. A message that, inshallah, from a Muslim brother's heart to another brother's heart.
The most notorious amongst them is Khalid Sharoof, a one-time Sydney gangster and drug dealer who's now fighting with Islamic State in Syria. Sharoof had previously been jailed for his part in a plot to carry out attacks in Australia. Like with British jihadis, the authorities here are concerned about what happens if any of these men return home.
We're worried because we also know very well from the returnees, and they don't all return and become lunatic terrorists. Some of them have had their boots filled with violence sufficient to last them a lifetime. But we know from previous experience that numbers have come back and got involved in proselytising, recruiting others and planning terrorist events.
That also presents a challenge for Australia's mainstream moderate Islamic population.
Australia, like Britain, has a long-established Muslim community. On the whole, it's pretty well integrated into Australian society. But many Muslims are unhappy about what's happening in Iraq and in Syria. And some are prepared to go and fight. Hello? Hi, this is John from the BBC.
We managed to get hold of one man by phone who says he left Australia 6 months ago and is now fighting with Islamic State in northern Iraq. He's of Middle Eastern origin, but had been living and working in Sydney. I asked him about the recent beheading of the American journalist James Foley.
That was the most interesting and exciting and beautiful news I heard once. I was in America now, and if I had a weapon with me, I would just go in the street and close my eyes and open the fire on anyone on the street.
But on the streets of Sydney, Australia's government is worried such people could carry out this kind of threat here if they ever make it home. This country, like Britain, is facing huge challenges more than a decade on from its support for the US-led war in Iraq. A war that is still not over. Jon Donnison, BBC News, Sydney.